Mine is muted. Please unmute mine.
Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, very good evening, one and all present here. This is Dr. Reddy Shekhar Reddy, Vice President ELTAI. Here, I take the privilege to welcome each and every one of the participants online today to this ELTAI Webinar Series 13th session. As all of you are very familiar that ELTAI is always striving for the cause of teacher development. During this time of uncertainty due to this COVID-19, ELTAI is striving with its best efforts to give the best for the teacher development. In that effort, ELTAI is offering webinars. In the series, this is the 13th session of ELTAI webinars. And on behalf of ELTAI, I would like to invite the panel members of today's webinar session, the moderator, and the office bearers of ELTAI, each and every participant from all corners of the country to this session today. Today's session is the online teaching online. These are the days of online teaching and learning. As being teachers, we have been witnessing for the past 2 months that each and every teacher is involved in online teaching and trying to involve each and every student for a fruitful learning in the online teaching and learning. And online teaching has become a buzzword today all over the globe. And in spite of our reservations due to these technological issues, internet issues, and many more things which are associated with the Indian education system, the teachers are trying their level best to deliver the best to their students. In this process, so this particular session, webinar session, which is devoted to this is online teaching is online. So before going to enter to the session, we have a small video clip that explains, that shows the saga of ELTAI, the English Language Teachers Association of India. And I request the host to play the video of ELTAI. Over to you, sir. Okay. Thank you for the video, Dr. Xavier. Uh, Now, I take the privilege to welcome you all to the ELTAI Webinar Series 13th session. The topic is the online teaching online, on the line? So for today's webinar, we have three speakers, well-noted academicians, Dr. S.G. Dolegowda, Dr. Masood Malik, and Dr. Vaibhav Sabnis. And for today's session, the moderator is Professor Sarabjit K. Shima, and she is an associate professor in the Arts and Commerce College, Jodhpur, Dhule. And she got her master's and MPhil from Pune University. And she has an enriched experience of teaching for over 3 decades. And she was an active member, and she is also NCC officer in charge in the college. And she is also assistant NAC coordinator in the college, and worked as a chairperson for IQAC and member of various other committees in the college. And she started her first publication in 1990, and that is a book publication in 1990, and the second one is under process. And she participated in various national and international conferences, and she has, to her credit, chairing sessions at Harvard University at Boston, ESC, and at Ryerson University, Toronto during conferences. Basically, she is interested in guiding the young personalities for joining the forces and other services. We are glad to have Madam as a moderator for today's session, who has over 3 decades of teaching experience, and she is a good academician to moderate this particular session, to make the session very fruitful, to have each and every participant some good takeaways from the session under her moderation, to get best output from the speakers of today's webinar series. Now I welcome Madam to what is called to preside over the session, to moderate the session. Madam, over to you.
Dr. Sarabjit, please. Please unmute yourself, Dr. Sarabjit.
Yeah, before she joins, I would like to make a couple of announcements. Due to the space constraint in the online platform, it is restricted to 100. So some of the participants might not have been allowed to join the session online over here in the Zoom. So we request all those participants kindly switch over to YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can join the session. It is not to hurt any one of you. It is just because of the number constraints on the online platform. Sometimes it happens. We request you kindly move on to the YouTube channel to follow the session. And you are requested to be attentive throughout the session. Switching on to the session and leaving the session may not be considered as a active participation, and it will be monitored by the system intensively. If anyone is switching on the system and going away from that without attending, that may be considered as ineligibility to get certificates. So we request you to be active participants throughout the session. Don't go anywhere switching on the session.
I think Dr. Sabad.
Madam.
Okay. Good evening, one and all. Good evening, one and all. I welcome all the participants in this ELTAI webinar series, session 13. The topic is is the online teaching on the line. As you all know, today is a very important day, 21st June 2020. Four things are meeting today, dear friends. Today, am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, please go
Hello.
ahead. Yes,
Is it
yes,
audible? Yeah.
yes,
Four
yes.
things are meeting today, dear friends. Today we have International Yoga Day. Today is the longest day of the year. Today is the beginning of the summer. And today we all have witnessed solar eclipse. And today also, we all know, many of us have celebrated Happy Father's Day. And we all academicians are going to witness this ELTAI webinar series, session number 13. And the topic is the online teaching on the line? It is a really very, very relevant topic for today, especially for the academicians, parents, teachers, students, and I would say it is a concern for all of us. Since more than 3 months, we all have been locked down. But I would say it has given us a chance. It has really opened us a new learning for all of us. Rather, for this new, the older age people, we have learned a lot. When we go out for teaching, is it really going to be the same teaching, the traditional way of teaching? We had been saying, have been receiving the circulars. It is going to be online teaching. Is it really very easy to teach? Is it going to be workable? Is it going to be feasible? Is it going to be very easy for all of us? We should keep all this in mind that in India, everybody is not living in the metropolitan city, cosmopolitan city. Majority of our students are living in the villages, tribal areas, small villages, and very many people are having so many problems. So today, in this panel discussion, we have three different personalities, three very experts for this on this topic to speak. We have three people, three personalities. One is from the south, Dr. S.G. Dhole Godar, who is the principal of the college. One is from the north, Dr. Masood Ahmed Malik, and the other one from the middle west, who is Dr. Vaibhav Sabnis, who is heading the ELTAI Khandesh chapter. So once again, I welcome all the participants, and I would like to welcome all the panelists also, and take the permission to give a short introduction of these panelists. Should I go ahead, sir?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes,
Uh,
please.
Dr. S.G. Dole Godar, sir, he is the principal of College of Science at Gulbarga, and he is also the Dean of Faculty of Languages at Karnataka University. He is a PhD guide. He has been a visiting faculty, guest faculty at two different PG sections at Appa Institute of MBA College, Gulbarga, and also at Engineering and Technology College, Gulbarga. He is also an IQAC member. He has been an IQAC member, chairperson from the period of 2006 to 2010. And I'm also glad he has held two different posts at two different periods of NCC officer as well as NSS officer, program officer. It's a really unique personality that he has held two different posts as an NCC and NSS officer also. Dr. Dhole Godar has also worked at different levels and capacities at the university level. He has been at the BOS member, BOE member, moderator, and examiner committees also. He has got the Best Teacher Award for the three continuous years: 2003, 2004, 2004, 2005, 2005, and 2006 from the president of Vidya Vardhak Sangh, continuously from that Sangh. He has worked very hard from that Sangh. I'm really glad to have that personality with us today. Our honorable speaker, Dr. Dhole Godar, is also associated with different faculties, different institutes, and different professional member of Teachers Movement Journal, Hyderabad, Gulbarga Teachers Association, Association of Indian College Principals, and he has also been member of Council of Academic Council, Gulbarga University. And I'm also glad to say that Principal Dole Gowder is also a very great, versatile personality. He has organized, attended, and chaired many national and international seminars and conferences, and he has published various papers in various reputed journals. And coming to the books, he has published 27 ISBN books, and he has edited 6 ISBN books. He's a great writer, he's a great speaker. He has delivered 39 uh, lectures at different platforms. He has recited poems, and he has given radio talks also, and he has guided many PhD scholars. We are really glad to have him here today on a very important topic. I welcome you, sir. I'm very glad that you are going to talk on a very important topic today. And on behalf of ELTAI, I welcome you on this session. And now, with the permission of ELTAI, I go on to introduce the next speaker, who is Dr. Masood Ahmed Malik. He comes from Srinagar, and he is also the Associate Professor and Head of the Department Technical Functional English of Government College of Women's at Srinagar. He is coming from a very hard station. Dear friends, we know when we come to know, when we hear of the station, we really get scared. Every day there is a very different situations, and it is very difficult to teach at those stations. And talking on this topic, and we'll be glad to know that how he is handling the students there, where the net connection is very different, very difficult, how he will be handling the situation when he will be tackling when the bandwidth is not there, when the net connection is not there, when the circulars are coming that he has to teach the students online. So we are glad he has also published so many papers on national and international level, and he has given many talks at different periods, and he has visited so many places. I welcome you, Dr. Masood Ahmed Malik, sir, also. And the third personality that we have today with us, he belongs to Dhule region. He is the president of ELTAI Khandesh chapter, and he is Dr. Vaibhav Sabnis. He is serving in the Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Memorial College of Law, Dhule, since 1990. See, we have 3 personalities. The first one is slightly from the elder generation. The second one is slightly coming from the middle generation, and the third one, though he is a young, he belongs to the 40s, but though he is young, but he comes from the tribal area, which is not very advanced one. But he's tackling all these latest technology very tactfully and very efficiently, and he's going to talk on this issue. And we are lucky to hear him today. And he holds the responsibility of IQAC and NAC in his college. Dr. Sabnis, the focus area of Dr. Sabnis is ELT, Indian Writing and English, and the legal language. He's the research guide at KBC North Maharashtra University, Jalgaon. He has guided 7 research scholars successfully, including 1 foreigner have completed successfully under him, and 4 more are going to complete successfully in short period. I'm really glad that he's here. And Dr. Weber Sabnis has published 58 research papers at national and international journal, and 60 conferences he has participated in at national and international level. And Dr. Weber Sabnis has completed one UGC funded minor research project that was on legal language. He is very fond of, rather I would say he is very keen and interested in sharing his knowledge with others, and he's generally shares his knowledge. He goes for speeches and delivers keynote addresses at various national and international. He visits abroad also, and he keeps on going. He doesn't spare any time. He never says no to anybody. Even since last 3 months, I have been observing him. Every day he was busy in one or the other webinars. Dr. Sabnis, he also gives talks on radios. He sings. He writes poetry also. So friends, on behalf of all of us, I welcome Dr. Sabnis also. And now I'm not taking much of time because we have already constraint of time. I welcome all these three panelists, and now I request them to please start with their talks. First of all, I would request Principal Dr. Dhole Godar sir to please start with your speech. Over to Dr. Dhole Godar sir. Thank you, sir. The topic today is the online teaching on the line. It is really important topic.
Please
Thank you,
unmute.
madam, for your detailed introduction. It's a matter of great pleasure for me to greet all the ELTAI office bearers and my co-panelists, rather co-participants as the speakers, Dr. Vaibhav, Madam Chima, Dr. Masood, and all the participants. Perhaps in the recent days, no other topic has gained wide acclamation than the COVID-19 and its tremendous impact on the education in general and higher education in particular. Because India counts about 320 million students. The life of 320 millions has been greatly affected in recent days because of the onset of this COVID-19. Nobody thought that just before 4 months that we would be experiencing such an unusual, strange situation. But it's a reality now. Therefore, we are compelled, and also now we must be impelled to think, plan, and strategize to meet the challenges that we are confronting today in higher education. Perhaps if we look at the recent scenario, there has been a great surge of the use of the online tools, be it the language tutoring or video conferencing or online learning, use of online learning software like conduct of webinars, conduct of conferences by the apps like Zoom, Cisco Webex, GoToMeeting. There is a huge surge of such online platforms which are really helping us to take care of each other. But the question is, as the title of this webinar speaks, is carefully chosen with a subtle, should I say, communication in the title itself. I would love to say that, first of all, let's say that online teaching is not everything. No doubt it is something. In a country like India, which has got billion plus people and population, to create a networking, to create infrastructure facilities to meet the needs of these people is indeed a Herculean task. Had our government thought of initiating activities to redress and address the grievances of higher education from beginning at a massive scale, things would have definitely been possible. Because basically what we face in the modern days is the digital divide. See, if we look at the statistics, there is only 4.4% of rural households having the computers, only 4.4. Whereas urban households has got computers 23.4 percentage population. So there is a huge gap between rural and urban. Again, with internet connectivity, when we come to the internet connectivity, in rural household, we have 14.9%, whereas in case of urban households, we have 42%. So this itself speaks a huge gap that exists exists in the digital platform and the difference and the gap that needs to be first of all addressed. Otherwise, our teaching, our online teaching may not serve the purpose, leaving these people in the margin. Therefore, this is the first aspect that needs to be taken very seriously and has to be addressed very seriously, both by private players and government, and all the stakeholders must join hands with these who are driving the higher education. Perhaps when we look at some of the reports that have appeared in recent days, especially Quacquarelli Simon's report, which comes from London, it indeed gives a wake-up call to our telecom department, telecom service, because the onus of giving this huge bandwidth so that we can all carry on our activities lies with the telecom ministry. But whether is our government or our private players, including the Geo, which is playing a vital role in recent days, are they competent enough? Are they able enough to really provide us all these connectivities required both at rural and urban level? Because unless we address this, perhaps the dream of reaching all the people online and imparting education online would remain as a dream. Of course, in some islands where they have got uninterrupted supply of electricity and seamless connectivity of internet might help, but that is not going to solve the problems of all the Indians. So this is the first problem we have to address if our online education has to be on the line. Because when the QS report came out with a report, it contacted 7,600 respondents, and the report says that with regard to internet users, 72.60% of them use mobile hotspots, whereas in households, only 15% of them use broadband, only 15%. And whereas the Wi-Fi dongle is used by 9.68% people. And what about the others? There is 1.85% people who have poor or no connectivity at all. Perhaps when we look at the connectivity and uninterrupted power supply, these are the two driving forces if at all we want to have the online classes successfully. These are two wheels. If these two, one of them is missing, we can't afford to have our online classes. These are the basic minimum needs that we must think of. When we come to the home broadband, again, there is a very, very astonishing and disturbing, should I say, statistical representation. Only 3% face cable cuts, so no doubt, as far as home broadband is concerned. But 53% of them face poor connectivity. 53% of them really face poor connectivity. And what about the 11.47% of them face power issues? These are all problems. And 32% of them have the signal problems. This is not my statistical data. It is available on the website, which is given by a QS report. And what about mobile hotspot then? The statistics of mobile hotspots also speak the poor condition that we are made to work in India. 40.18% face poor connectivity. It's almost a huge chunk which is badly in need of this seamless connectivity. And 3.19% of them face power issues. See, of course, though there are some states which have reached 10% connectivity, but there are still some states which need to have an uninterrupted power supply. And again, in mobile hotspots, we face another problem. 56.63% of them face signal issues. So these are some of the statistics we are urgently in need to address. Because I thought that since we were assured of taking 8 to 10 minutes, it may not augur well on my part to dwell in detail on many components. Therefore, I thought of pertaining myself only to 2 to 3 components at this hour, so that my other co-speakers can come out with their own inputs. But however, what to do with this kind of connectivity and so many gadgets available and many digital platforms available, and it is possible, no doubt in it, with a given situation, with given facilities, whatever they are, however they are, but yet we have to deliver the goods. The onus of delivering the goods lies with the teachers community. Therefore, in recent days, including this webinar, we're all using the digital platforms, and in most of the technical universities or technical and engineering colleges, though not in general education degree colleges or universities, we were not used to using these online classes. But there have been rampant use of such gadgets like Google Classrooms, both which helps both for teachers and students, and also it helps in their assignments and sending notes and receiving feedback, no doubt in it. And we have got Evernote app, which helps us taking down notes and record memos. There are different apps which can help us, unless we teachers use them efficiently with little training, because all may not be having the same uh, type of training. First of all, we teachers in India need to be trained in the use of these applications, these digital tools. Otherwise, the core business of teaching might suffer greatly. Of course, we have already faced in the beginning of this or the starting of this webinar, the technical interruptions do creep in, but we need to address these. And we have educations which can help us to annotate or to narrate or animate things. There are apps, no doubt in it. And we have also Socrates method, Socrative, which can help us to send the questions, quizzes, and get back the feedback from students. And also there is another app which helps us, Edmodo. It can be a vibrant platform to connect the teachers and the parents community, which can play a dominant role in bringing out the best in both ends. And we have, see, unless we make our teaching, online teaching, a most, should I say, fascinating one and attractive one, it would indeed